and welcome to Season 3 of the Happiness Journey with Dr. Dan. For this season, we will be bringing guests who will share their own path to happiness and the many struggles they face during their journey. Now, we all have a different definition to what happiness means to all of us. For some, it's a huge mansion by the ocean, while others would prefer excellent health and longevity. In this season, my guests will share their journeys on overcoming challenges and managing to keep moving forward despite the odds. Now, this show will make you laugh or cry, but most importantly, it will inspire you. Now, if they went through tough times and survived, you can too. No matter how hard things may seem, there's always something good coming around the corner. Sometimes, painful things can teach us lessons that we didn't think we needed to learn. Today, I'm excited to have, for the second time around in our Rockville TV studio, a special friend and author, Thomas Kielbasinski. His book, World History, provides amazing insight on many historical facts not taught in school. He provides valuable details and information that you should all take the time to read and get enlightened. Thomas has written over 30 books, 300 newspaper articles, and over 10 years of teaching in the Pennsylvania area. His personal journey wasn't easy, and hopefully his story will give you the tools to overcome your own challenges when it comes to accomplishing greatness. Thomas, thank you so much for being here today at our studio. Welcome to the Happiness Journey.
Thank you, Dr. Dan. Truly appreciate it.
Good, good. Now, I know, first of all, congratulations about your book. Tell me, what prompted you to write a book about history?
Well, there's a lot of lacking in curves when it comes to history because the accuracy in the events, like with World War II, they have these different dates and accommodations, I guess you could say, where the school wants to just hear their story. Where there's different facts and figures where the schools miss out on that. And then you have the Cold War between U.S. and Russia. And then you have the Korean War, 39th parallel, General Patton fighting for the different Civil War countries, South Korea, North Korea. And then the conflict in Vietnam, which we got wasted millions of dollars of money to go into, and just a big conflict. We have prisoners of war that some of the schools don't even talk about, and you know, that's really how it goes with that with history, because you have a lot of historical facts that are missed.
Okay, and do you feel that the teachers or the school missed mentioning this because of a personal reason, or I would say just general reason, or they don't want them to know?
It's because the books in the school teach it how they want to teach it. There's missing facts within the books, and there's only general facts.
Okay.
Like George Washington's the first president of the United States, or Abraham Lincoln was shot April 14th, 1865,
okay,
and died April 15th, 1865.
Okay.
So it's stuff like that it has to be more specific in the details.
I understand. Okay. Now, I know that you wrote over 30 books. So tell me about this journey, about going through those challenges and the writing and the editing and so on and so forth.
Well, it definitely wasn't an overnight observation. Looking at the skies and stuff like that. One book at a time, one page at a time, one day at a time. It can't be all done in one day. Doing research information, either taking it from the library or doing it from your own research projects of what you gathered, and then expanding them as far as you could.
Okay.
Like for instance, with the World History book, it starts out with the Korea conflict, then it starts out with the USSR and U.S. conflict, and then the Vietnam War. So it's a various book that has a various knowledge of the different battles. When you look at the book, and it shows different stuff that a general history book would not show.
Understand. And gathering the information, what resources did you take to be able to do something like that?
I mean, it's just, you know, from old history books, you know, catalogs, research engines,
okay,
you know, maybe other authors that maybe didn't relinquish that much and then expanded a little bit more. Because when you're writing a book, you know it's just as well as I do, you can't just be broad about it. You got to be specific about it,
yes,
and hit the point and nail it right to the point, or they're going to say, what is this about? I've read this book in 5th or 6th grade, and what the heck am I going to do about it? You know what I mean? How am I going to gain knowledge from that? So when you're writing a book, you want to make sure it's broad out, it's more than general. You have to specify it, your ideas, like if you're writing about the war, what wars and battles are we talking about? If we're talking about the Revolutionary War, what years was it? Who was involved in it? What was the purpose of it? The Bill of Rights, what was that for?
So you really had to dig deep.
Right.
Okay.
Right. It's not just something you can write in 1 or 2 sentences and say, oh yeah, by the way, here's my book. I got 2 sentences.
Okay. Now I know that you're talking about your involvement in the as a teacher in the Philadelphia Avenue area. What made you decide to get into this very challenging field?
Well, the thing is that the city was in need for teachers, and subbing is one of those things that are big jobs there because the school district is always looking for people to fill in. You run into many new people that don't have an ounce of what they're getting into. Like just how I didn't know how I was getting myself into about a year ago. Until now, until I adjusted to it. Took a lot of patience. There's a lot of bad schools that need a lot of repairing. Sometimes you're going up against 100 to 1 from black to white. And you got to be careful what you say. And then also if you're teaching them, they'll throw papers on the floor, throw desks, or listen to their music, or rap music like a city school would. I would say I try to utilize my skills to the best of my ability for what subject, the lesson plan, whatever they have. But most of the time it works out pretty good in the favor because you know what you're going to deal with that class after the first period. It's kind of like, how they play 4 quarters in football. So first, second quarter might go well, first half day might go well with teaching, but then second half might, oh well, nothing but a disaster. There's writing up slips, writing people detention, calling the office, they're not respecting what they're doing, and then they throw off the lesson plan. Or you could have one of those days where they're not doing nothing at all. They don't want to do anything. They'll just sit there and lay down, put their head down, or they'll walk out of the classroom, cuss you out a storm, point your finger in your face, say, oh, come on outside in the hallway, you want to fight?
Oh.
Yeah. So, you got to keep your cool, calm, and collectiveness and be careful what you say. It's not all the effects of black people, it's just how some of the schools are. I've had some, pretty interesting conversations with white students that were white, thought they were being discriminated.
I see.
And, you just got to be careful with what you say. It's a great job to have. Right now, I'm working in schools where they have autistic kids,
okay, disabilities.
Emotionals kids, where it's very difficult for them to take open constructive criticism. It's like if I came on this show and started getting all angry and throwing chairs and stuff, like that wouldn't look good. You know what I mean? But you show these people support too, because they've had rough edges at home, they've had rough edges at school, and you just need to give them, I guess you could say tender love and care, I guess you could say, just like a beat up car. So it's been one heck of a run so far, and I want to keep it going.
Now, when it comes to building your own curriculum, do you have to follow what the school asks, or you could actually kind of develop it?
Well, yeah, it depends, because some schools aren't really prepared. Like the other day, no lesson plan, no nothing, so I had to come up with something the whole day. But then sometimes one of the teacher's assistants will come up to me, oh, this is what we usually do for the day. So if it's like my first time there, they're either helpful and they back you up, or you just got to watch out, because some of them will say, oh, he didn't do nothing but do this on his phone all day. Okay. When, I showed, text messages, hey, look, this is what I did, and, go to my boss and like, yeah, this is what I did. So it is what it is.
Okay. Now, to share everything to the viewers at home, now, when it comes to writing a book, what are the biggest challenges in the marketing side of it?
The marketing side of it is that you have a heck of a lot of competition. You know that just as well as I do.
Yes.
I see your book there. And, it's not like you sold 1 million books. You sold some, but you didn't sell 1 million books.
Not yet.
No, but we are all getting there. We're all one big team, going from there and trying to do what we can do. You got to do LinkedIn, get your own website out there, maybe get to a real publisher, an actual publisher, and get the book out there. There's millions of things you can do, but you got to do it better than that one person. Like get another video out there on YouTube, get the views, get the likes, get it on TV, get it on radio, and spark attention, or just keep on reviving yourself. Don't give up on your dreams and hopes, because if you do, you're going to end up falling flat on your face.
That's correct, exactly. And the challenges are really like, because of all the different other authors that are writing, they're also writing about the world history. So you have to compete with them and all.
Right. It's not like I have the only book out here.
Exactly. That's correct. Good, good. Okay, so we will take a quick break. Now stay tuned to hear more from our guest author, Thomas Kielbasinski. Thank you and see you soon. Message from the universe. You deserve the best. Be proud to know as much as you do about life, dreams, and reality. It was a long climb up the stairway of enlightenment, and many battles over false belief and mass consciousness have been won. You don't have to shout from the roof to live your truth, but don't be shy away from the ignorance. They need you. Nor be intimidated by the wise. They love you. And please don't ever let self-consciousness keep you from stepping out into the world that would be unimaginably incomplete without you. You are a vessel of light, a Holy Ghost, and frankly, so dang hot. Proud to be you, the universe. We all have a mission in this planet, but unfortunately for 90% of all human livings in this planet, we have no clue of what our mission really is. When people pass away before their time, were they cursed to complete their mission too early and were not needed anymore? If you know your mission, can you delay completion so you could stay on Earth a little bit longer? If reincarnation does happen, and I believe that it does, can that mean that your mission wasn't completed by your prior self and your soul has been transferred to another physical body for you to complete your unfinished work? These questions may be left unanswered, as every case is different since everyone has a different mission. What we can be sure about is a sense of awareness of who we are and what we feel we have been put on this earth for, and act on these feelings. We may never complete our mission because of not knowing what it is in the first place, but as long as we constantly evolve by learning more about life in general, I'm sure that something will trigger and we will eventually find what we have been looking for. Now, to learn more about the universe, be sure to catch my show, The Happyness Journey, right here on MCM. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Dr. Dan, and I'm here with Thomas Kielbasinski. Now, we're discussing more about his many challenges in being a successful author and teacher, sharing with all of us his experience, and certainly is appreciated by the 800,000 viewers at home. Again, Thomas, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Dr. Dan.
Now, we left off as in the marketing side of the book. Now, tell me more about the challenges when it comes to getting TV interviews or radio interviews and getting this show on TV, on YouTube. What other strategies are you using to be able to get yourself known?
Well, the thing is that you got to use your Facebook page, your friends, the 5,000 friends you might have on there. Even though you might not have met them in person, you might always have that one person that might have that connection. 2,000 LinkedIn connections now, since the last time we talked. And just building up the relationship, building up the pair, getting the recruiters out there to know your name is a big thing. That's how you raise your level of expectations. Putting as much effort and time into it as possible, and not just putting in 1 hour a week or 2 hours a week. You have to share it, like it, get them to your page. It's all about being social media. It's all about getting it to that publisher that can make it a bestseller. Because you can't do it all on your own. Obviously. You cannot do it on your own. So the TV, Sean G channel, which is a radio station on Facebook, and then soon to be Tina show up in New York that I'll be going on this month. So it's basically doing stuff like that. And it's not easy just to get on a TV show because they want to see your book. They want to see how it does. And stuff like this don't happen overnight.
No, I know.
So, I mean, it would be a dream come true if it sold 250,000 copies. But, it's a long-range goal. But also, the thing is, I got it on Amazon. I have it on Twitter. I have it on LinkedIn. I have it on all my pages. It's all about getting the name out there, doing odd podcasts and stuff like that, and just getting the people to know who you are.
Okay. And when it comes to all the upcoming interviews that you're going to have, how do you reach out to them? Do you send them a press release? Are you getting certain referrals from other people? How do you go about it?
It actually comes from Facebook posts.
Okay.
Facebook posts, because I had actually the lady call me over 6 months ago, but we've been playing phone tag. So this is the month that it's definitely going to happen.
Okay.
But the thing is that it's a thing that needs to be worked out, because the TV show wants good ratings. You want something good for your book, and make sure the worth and the pay is going in as well to let it go out there. So, I mean, everything has to be in place for it to fall together. 1 + 1 = 2.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's how it would be. The Sean G channel, same thing. Facebook, they notice my postings. They say, oh, yeah, you want to come on and do an interview and tell us how you came from the shoulders and did your books and stuff? I said, yeah, sure.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't a million viewers, but they knew who it was, and they thought it was amazing that, I came back from that far, and now where I'm at, doing way better than what I did even with the last show. So,
I see. So how do you juggle everything from your day job with promoting the book, with writing new books, with tutoring, teaching? I mean, where do you
Well,
where
you
do you
just got
find
to
the time?
basically do it, because you got your hand tools, you got your phone, you got your iPad, you got a computer, you got a tablet. Just utilize your time the best way you can. Oh, yeah, that's right, I need to share this, or I need to show this to all the people to see what they think.
Okay.
I mean, I had one person recently, there was a bad review, but we all learn. You know what I mean? Not everything's going to be cut and dry.
Yes.
There's going to be a hater out there too, whether it be your teaching and stuff like that. I've had people come to me and say, oh, you didn't teach the best today, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, you didn't learn the best either, so how am I supposed to, that's all it is to it. So you're also coming in to fill in for like an injured quarterback. You're trying to be that emergency quarterback to fill in for the teacher for the day. So it could be either 2 or 3 classes in one day and 3 or 4 preps in a day and be easy, half easy day, or be a whole easy day where you got just a bunch of stuff, little things that you have to do in the classroom. There's a lesson plans in place, then you have everything going. But if your kids are running around the room, running outside the classroom, then you're a little bit in trouble.
Yes.
But if you have that support and that staff, they'll do it. But if they don't back you up, then you're SOL.
Yes. Now, I know you said in the previous part of the interview, you said that you deal with kids with disability. Now, what kind of challenges do you face when it comes to teaching them? I mean, you must have to kind of wear all hats, because not knowing the strategies.
It comes up like this. Well, you're just a substitute teacher. You don't know how to teach. Or I don't want to learn this today, and I'm going to push this paper on the floor. Or I'm going to throw a chair across the room because they got an answer wrong. Or because I keep on trying to re-accelerating the issue and say, hey, this is what we need to do. Some people, I want to play with the smart board and, listen to my rap music with all these cuss words in it and stuff like that. So, I mean, it has its ups and downs. But then you have at the end of the day where, are you coming back tomorrow? Are you coming back tomorrow? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So, most kids think I'm fun, but some don't, because they don't want to learn.
Now, how do you keep up with following up what the teacher left off the day before to what you have to continue? Like, there's no repeats when it comes to teaching.
Well, I mean, you got to just consistently call communication.
Okay.
Text, email, phone. You'll have teachers that are only out one day, and then you'll have teachers that are out 3 or 4 days. So you have to be prepared.
I see.
I mean, it's either going to be a long day or a short day.
Okay.
So, I mean, as long as you're well prepared, you won't have any problems.
So how many schools do they send you to, like, for when it comes to tutoring?
Well, I mean, the thing is, the tutoring is different than, excuse me, the tutoring is different than the teaching. It could be in your home, could be in a coffee shop, could be, one-on-one in a classroom, but the teaching is a big thing. The teaching, it could be any subject at any given time, LS, learning support, ES, emotional support. It could be AS, autistic support.
Okay.
So, I mean, I would say the roughest schools, there are rough schools out there that still need some work, because they always have teachers that are either going to another school or they're leaving. They're just walking out. So, I mean, it's a tough environment. Plus, you have kids that are more interested in getting into gangs, and the parents don't even care.
Oh boy.
So I mean, it's up between the school and the parent.
So basically, the school system is just a big babysitter.
Well, I mean, I can make an example. Just the other day, somebody just came up and threatened me out of the blue. I didn't take it serious. They didn't have a gun or anything. They just came up and physically said, I'm going to come outside and harm you, blah, blah. And one of the assistants went down there and told the office about it. They had the police down there, the school police and the police. I said, do you want to press charges on him? No, the guy said, disability. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's school life for you. So you got to be there for them as much as possible. Yeah, okay, it gets a little frustrating sometimes when they don't want to learn or when they don't want to listen. But what even gets more frustrating is when your staff does not listen to what you're saying, or miscommunications, or just dumb little stuff.
I see.
So I mean, it's a challenge. I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. It's something that and the pay is really, really good.
As long as they pay well, that's the most important. Now, going back to your book, the World History, are you going to have a second edition or a third edition?
Well, yeah, because it does have to. I mean, there's no book even Tom Sawyer's books and Charles Dickens books. I mean, they had to make that revamp.
Okay.
In a time where they didn't have very much technology. Now today, woo! I mean,
Yes.
we've got all this different technology that can fix everything in seconds.
Okay.
So I mean, I would like to be something like that, but of course, there's still a lot of work to be done.
So you're going to add more to it, or you're going to remove some of the section that you feel that was not relevant?
It's all about the formatting of the book. The stuff is definitely interesting. I've gotten some thumbs up on it.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's just still in a process, and once I get it to Exlibris Publishing, they'll be able to work out the twigs and twerks out of it and go from there.
Is the publishing company helping you promote, or they just kind of Tom, go ahead and do your own thing?
No. They're going to help me promote and market it. So that's going to be a big thing, too, on top of what I'm doing.
Okay.
That ups my chances 100% more.
Okay.
So let's just say if we had a 300% range, 100% me, 100% publisher, and the other 100%, hopefully they buy.
I see.
I mean,
Okay.
there have been buyers, but not like millions of buyers.
Okay.
But we're working on that. It's got to be particular interest to a particular crowd that wants that. Now I've gotten quite a few likes on the last one. We got 5,000 likes on the last show.
21,000 views, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, we're going to work on that and double, maybe quadruple it. So go from there.
Now, do you feel more proud about a certain book that you wrote versus the other?
Well, I would say that the project management book is the one.
The one that we did last time, okay.
Yeah. That one was the easiest book to write because that was basically my main topic. And it was a bunch of information that I actually did as a student and then rolled it out into being an actual book. But I had to format it several different times. It wasn't something that was easy given out the opportunity. So, yeah, nothing's easily ever said and done.
Never. But you feel a specific book, you feel, I would say, that you have not given enough or too much or too little information, or you feel
you
that
never give too much to a book. You always have to give it, that somewhat tender love and care, so to speak, because you want to make sure it does the best. You're kind of like looking over the shoulder of it and saying, hey, this is what's wrong with this is what's wrong with this. Then another set of eyes says, well, this is a good book, but you should put something more specific in here. You got a lot of general stuff in here, but it should be more specific toward what you're wanting to say.
So who's your third eye perspective? Who do you hire to be able to look at the book to say, this is what's missing, this is what it needs?
I mean, the thing is, I really haven't really gotten to that point. I've had friends look at it, read it. I've had prospective customers read it. So I do it that way.
Okay.
All right, but right now I'm in the hiring process of doing the publisher.
Okay.
So the publisher's going to take a look at this book and the project management book. Even though that's well written, I still want to make sure that book gets out there, doesn't have any issues, and we go from there.
So you're going to add some more things to the project management book, or you're
No,
going to just...
I'm keeping it the way it is.
Okay.
What I'm saying is if there's anything wrong with that they see, I want them to correct it.
I see, okay.
And maybe reformat the page coloring, because I did get a little bit of constructive criticism from the lady up in New York. She said, you need to totally do the coloring of the book.
You mean the inside book layout
Yes.
or the outside book cover?
Both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah, so with the project management, she said she was pretty impressed with the detail inside of it, but the coloring and everything. So I made a new landscaping of it. So
Okay.
we're working on that one, and then we're going to just go from there and see where we go. So hopefully, maybe April or early May, both this and that project management.
2 books
book.
coming out at the same time.
Yes.
Okay. Excellent.
So double the hit.
Good, good. And now, when it comes to, before we conclude this interview, is there any, I would say, advice or tips that you'd like to be able to give to all the viewers out there and the potential authors that are actually writing their book or drafting their book? Is there anything that you want to give them to kind of like let them go with a lot of positive feedback?
Here's the deal. Never give up. Do what you want to do, your hopes and dreams, put them all together up here, and then spread it all out and make the sky the limit.
Beautiful, beautiful. Wow. Well, that's all the time we have for our episode of the Happiness Journey. I would like to thank Thomas for his time today at our studio. He drove all the way from Pennsylvania. Now, thank you for coming and inspiring our many viewers. Now, we hope you all have enjoyed today's episode. I'm very excited about Season 3 of the Happiness Journey, filled with inspirational stories just like this one you watched today. Now, here are a very few concluding words of wisdom. Everyone has the power to visualize. When you visualize, then you materialize. Your thoughts become things. You must first change your thinking in order to change your circumstances. You have the power to change your life. By repeating thought become things, you let it seep into your subconscious mind and your awareness. You start believing it, breathing it, and experience it. The rest will materialize in front of you. Do not let the little details as to how it will happen, but more of a question of when. My name is Dr. Dan Amzalag, and have yourself a wonderful day.